Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols and I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth, and today we're featuring one of the strangest quote-unquote Bibles that I've ever seen in my life in what's called the Cepher. Now the Cepher means book in the Hebrew, and this has a very interesting philosophy. You will notice on the cover it has the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet and the last letter of the Hebrew alphabet, the Aleph and the Tav. So let's take a look at some of the things that make this Bible completely unique. Number one, you will notice that it has a lot of extra books. It has the Epistle of Jeremiah, which is not included. It has Enoch, Jubilees, Jasher, which isn't even really extant. You'll also notice in the New Testament, in the book of Acts, it has something a little extra for you there too. So this has a ton of your extra books. They claim that this is a complete restoration of the scriptures. They actually, he thinks that he went back to some ancient civilization and found the true way to say the Hebrew, which matches nothing of tradition. It's just really strange. But anyhow, as you dive into it, there's a couple of things that I want you to see. Number one is there is a Hebrew chart in here that gives you, check it out. Now, this is actually true. I have researched this, that the Hebrew ancient lettering did have hieroglyphs and they did have meaning. For example, the Aleph in the ancient looked like that. It was kind of an Egyptian look, and it does mean strength or head. So what his argument is in this whole thing is that every Hebrew letter points to Jesus, and every Hebrew letter has a specific meaning that points to Jesus, the Aleph and the Tav, because he believes that Jesus spoke in Hebrew, the early church spoke in Hebrew, and Jesus did not say, I'm the Alpha and the Omega, I'm the Aleph and the Tav. But there's another thing that he points out here, is you'll notice that he has that Aleph and Tav. It's all throughout the Bible, all throughout the Old Testament. Now, he believes that every time that shows up, that is an express mention of Jesus in the Old Testament before he came on this planet. But most Hebrew scholars believe that Aleph and Tav is simply a space holder. So what happened is they would handwrite, of course they would write this direction, and when they would get to a place where it needed to break, they'd put that Aleph and Tav there to let them know this is where we stopped. But according to him, this is where they point to Jesus. Now, I want to show you the one thing that sets off fire alarms in my mind and lets me know that this is the work of an absolute cult. Okay, and that's when you get to the book of Acts. Okay, now everyone knows that once you get to Acts 28, that's the end, right? Well, not these guys. That is Acts chapter 29. Acts chapter 29 talks about Paul meeting these Druid priests and blessing them. Pilate's blood in the water serving as a witness. It is completely out there. Now what happens is he says the reason he included this was found in the 1800s inside of a book, Acts chapter 29. He is saying, Dr. Pigeon, who is the one who put this Cepher project together, he is saying that the reason he included Acts chapter 29, the book of Jasher and all these others is because it says, let out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word be established. So he's using the fact that Paul said he was going to go to Spain in the book of, in his letters, and he's also saying there's a Muratorian fragment. And in this Muratorian fragment, it says that Paul went to Spain, and that's it. That's all the evidence he has. That's his 2 or 3 witnesses. And then we have Paul blessing Druids and all kinds of weird stuff. So here's my recommendation, okay? It has a lexicon that comes with it, and in the lexicon, it gives you how to use all these weird Hebrew phrases that he's come up with that don't make any sense. So yeah, here's my recommendation. I actually like having this in my library upside down because it does have some interesting books in it that were respected. But it also has some stuff that's a little out there, like Jasher. Jasher is accepted by no one. Jubilees is accepted by no one. These are all known forgeries. So if you want all these documents in a single volume, it's pretty cool to have, but you got to know what you're getting into. These guys are a cult that are really trapped in the ancient Hebrew roots movement, and I do not recommend their belief system. But the New Testament is basically strictly King James. So what he's done is he's taken the King James and actually the entire Bible and kind of transliterated where he wanted here and there. So I don't advocate the belief system, but if you want a really cool book that has all these ancient writings kind of tied into one, then I'd grab it. It is expensive. I think it's about $80. So anyhow, There you have it. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nicholas Worth.